drinking from this thing. This is the douche jug. This is the only way to get my water in. Let me tell you guys a story about this. I'm going to share this and some of you guys are going to go like, duh. I'm hoping even if for one of you this clicks. This summer, I realized it was about July, and I realized I'm like, dude, this game of life and business is so simple. Is we have to define what it is that we want. Let's say we want to go make $100,000 this year, or we're going to go make $10,000 a month, and I want to do it from the internet, and I want to have it with assets that are paying me every single month, that I don't have to have hours and hours of talking to clients and begging them to stay, and I have total control. You have to get very clear on what you want. Step one, that's money, that's fitness, spirituality, relationships, you name it. You just have to get very clear on what you want. If you guys don't know what you want, that is a really hard question to answer, but I encourage you to turn off your phone, pull out a piece of paper, spend some time by yourself in a place that inspires you and figure out what you want. Because as soon as you can figure out what you want, then everything opens up and it starts to make sense of how all these pieces fit together. So anyway, July, I had this realization is all you have to do is step one, figure out what you want. Step two, identify somebody or multiple people that have already done what you're looking to do. So if you're looking to make $50,000 a month, who are the people that have done it the way that you're trying to do it? So not just people that have made $50,000 a month owning a construction business, but who do we know that's done $50,000 per month, and what have they done? And they've done it in this business, and they're very similar to me in these different regards. We identify those people. That's step two. And step three is we get them to show us exactly how they did it. They've already figured it out. They've already made the mistakes. They've already spent the time and the energy and the money to figure out what not to do. And so I think sometimes, at least for me, I'm so prideful and so stubborn that I'm like, oh, I'll figure it out on my own, or it'll feel so good when I figure it out. But this summer in July, I was like, Nick, you're so dumb. You want to achieve these big goals. Why not just go find somebody that's already done it and just have them show you? So why am I telling you that in regards to this thing? Is that is exactly what I've been doing since then in all areas of life. And immediately when I want to learn something or I want to do something. So for example, I wanted to set up for my business, I wanted to set up this software called Entre Proport. This is for my digital landlords program. This isn't for my lead gen business, but I wanted to set up Entre Proport. And guess what I did? I said, who do I know that's successfully created $1 million company or more, and they use Entre Proport? And I found that person. I said, how much is it going to have? How much does it cost to have you show me how to use it? Boom, done. Here's the money. We did it in an hour instead of 3 weeks or 2 months or making all these mistakes. Anyway, back to the water bottle, because this is what I call the douche jug. End of this year, I started writing down my goals and like, what do I want to accomplish? And I'm like, this year, I've been the same body type, same fitness level for like 10 years. I've been in decent shape. I go to the gym, I eat okay. But I'm like, this year, I want to just get there. I want to be in super good shape. I want to have energy and all these different things. So I went back to my conversation I had with myself in July, and I was like, okay, who do I know out there that has a body that I would want to get? Like, I'm not going to have somebody go train me that doesn't have the body that I would. If I wouldn't trade bodies with you, if I don't want to look like you, why would I take advice? Right? Back to what I'm talking about here. If you wouldn't want to be where I'm at financially, why would you take advice from me? And I'll tell you right now, if you wouldn't want to be where I'm at financially, then this call is a waste of your time. So anyway, I identified a couple people, and these are big fitness names. And I was like, I'm going to figure out a way. So I was looking at 2 people, and one of them is actually like probably easier to get access to because I have friends that know this person. And I was like, okay, this person has a great body and that I would love to look like that, etc. But then I found out that that specific individual was on steroids, and I'm like, I'm not willing to do that. I just don't want to do that. I don't all the effects. So I can't, like, no matter what happens, I'm never going to be able to achieve those results because I don't have that. I'm never going to stick myself with a needle. The other option is 100% all natural. I've seen the blood work that he's shown, etc. And that's the option right there. And I'm like, I don't even know if this person does coaching. I don't know what I'd have to pay them. But a week before the end of the year, I just got aggressive. I started messaging and I hit him up and I said, hey, what do you got, man? I want to essentially look like you. Like, what do I have to do? I want you to show me. I want you to tell me what to eat. I want you to tell me how to work out, when to work out, what time to eat, how much cardio to do, etc., etc., etc. What do you do with stress? I want to know everything, exactly what you're doing, and I'm going to give it hell. That is exactly what I did. I didn't even think this person offered this type of coaching. I'm one of 2 people that he does this with, so I guess he does, but not very often. And I paid him a handsome bag, and I'm drinking water. So that's why you're going to see the douche jug. So I'm going to just take another sip because it's making me thirsty. Listen to the water. Well, guys, this game is easy. First of all, identify what you want to achieve. If you're in this group and you want to get to $100,000 a month, you're in the right spot, because I have done that and I've been doing that for months and months and months and months and months. If you guys don't know who I am, don't know my story, in 2019, at the end of 2019, I was at $8,000 to $10,000 per month. SEO, a little bit of pay-per-lead, barely paying the bills, and I had $60,000 in debt. That's literally 2019 December. This close to quitting this business, not sure if it can work. I'm like, I'm just gonna go be a sales guy. Fast forward to July of 2020, I'm making $100,000 a month. I've been there, I've done that. If you are in a position where you're tired of your job, if you're in a position where you're tired of being told when you can go on vacation, when you can go take a shit, what you can wear to work, how much time you could spend with your family. And this is what's interesting, like with this whole recession, I don't know if we're in it, if we're out of it, like I don't pay attention to the news, but it kind of wakes people up, and people get into these jobs and they're like, oh, it's so risky to go start a business. And then the recession comes, or their company, something happens to their company, and all of a sudden they've been given all their loyalty for 15 years to this company, and they get laid off, or their job is in jeopardy and they're like having to put an extra hour to keep the job, and they realize, I just dedicated my whole life, all my energy, all my creativity. I sacrificed birthdays and Christmases and all the trips, and I got fired. And it wakes people up to the fact that, guys, the most risky thing you can do is not start a business. The riskiest thing you can do is put your future in somebody else's hands. Put your livelihood in somebody else's hands. Put your kids and your wife and your husband's livelihood in someone else's hands. So if you're on this call and you're like, I'm done with this, I'm not leaving this up to chance, I'm not leaving this up to somebody else. Or maybe you're a 20-year-old kid and you're like, hey, I'm looking at the people that are going to college and I'm looking at the jobs they're getting, and that's not the route I want to take, then you are in the right spot. In this business model, you guys are going to hear me say this so many times, so get used to it, but this business model beats every business model on the internet.